What it is, what it was, and what it do, y'all. It's your girl Jackie from Hey Jackie Beauty, and today I have for you guys my monthly setup for the month of March. If you guys want to see how I do this month, then keep on watching. Also want to make sure I give you guys a chance to subscribe and join the beauty club, where I'm going to have these monthly videos as well as fun other ones, along with hair and lifestyle and just things like this to stay organized and keep track of the life that we have going on here. So yes. Also, don't forget to hit that bell button so you get notifications when I upload my videos. Also, feel free to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Here are all the little links to each of my profiles on each platform. I post on them at different times, and you guys can catch up with me, talk with me, comment, like things, or just see what I have going on each of those platforms. And yeah, love to connect with you guys and make this more of like a fun little club thing we have going on. But anyway, let's get on with the video. Now, here we have the month of March, and as you guys can see, I'm going to have this layout as well as all the other ones already sketched down in pencil. This is just to prevent me from making mistakes and also to keep me very focused when I'm going in and filling stuff in. Sometimes when I kind of go free-handed, I end up doing things that I don't necessarily like. And so specifically for videos and also for monthly setups where I know I need structure, I like to provide myself with a structure by using pencils and then going over it with my pigment pens. And so the first thing that I tend to do, especially if I have a lot of straight lines and boxes, is that I'll outline the corner so that when I'm using my ruler, I know where to stop and where to begin for each line. Some of them you'll see I kind of overdraw and go past that line, but I don't do that nearly as much if I didn't have those markings on there. So I still make mistakes, but thankfully things help clean them up. So I'm drawing in the lines that are going to be by the title, which is March, and I'm drawing in another line that will go underneath the days of the week starting with Sunday. And then I'm drawing out the lines that'll then be the monthly calendar, and once I get all these lines taken care of, I'm going to go in and fill in all the details, which is the March title, 2018, the days of the week as well as the dates of the month, the holidays, and birthdays. And so if you haven't noticed already, the theme I decided to go with for this month is tropical leaves. And so I wanted something green and kind of fun and something that actually looks very full. And so I found some awesome tutorials on Pinterest, and I believe most of them were inked by Jing. I'll make sure to leave the links to them down in the description box. They're super helpful. They're not videos, it's just drawings out there, and she did a really great job in explaining everything, and it's actually a lot of fun to draw. And so I just have a mixture of different leaves. Some look more tropical than others. I tried to make palm leaves, but they look a little too short. I don't know. I kind of play around with it, as you'll see, using both colored markers, which are all Super Tip Crayola markers, and my white pen to add dimension and make them look more fun. And then I also drew in lines and everything with my pigment pens. And also to let you guys know, and just in case you don't know, I'm using the Staedtler pigment pens, and I'm using the 0.1, 0.3, 0.5, and 0.7. And then for my March title, I use my Zig calligraphy pen. It is double-sided, and I'm using the narrow side to write in the March title. And so once I'm done coloring in all these leaves, I'm going to go over to the next page, which is my task and appointments, as well as my quote of the month and my social media tracker. And so on the top, I just have 2 tropical leaves up top that I just colored in and put in some little ink white dots. And below, I just have all the boxes outlined. For our quote of the month and social media tracker, I kind of have the titles inside the box just to give it more visual interest. And then I tried to do something fun with the IG, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter initials and my social media tracker. I'm kind of iffy on it. You'll see later on when I do the final flip through that instead of the little green lines, I ended up using a marker to fully make a shadow on each of those letters. But looking at it now, I'm not sure it's my favorite thing, but it'll do for this month. And I have all these things to help me just keep track in general of what's going on in the month. So tasks and appointments, that'll end up getting filled out, and that's the same thing I actually had in my February planner. And then a quote of the month is just something inspirational, whether it's a Bible verse or a quote from somebody. I believe last month I had a quote from Maya Angelou, and I just find something that I feel like fits the month and works well for me. And then of course, social media tracker, that's pretty much straightforward. It just tells me how many followers or likes I've had in the beginning of the month and how many I've had at the end of the month. And so let's go on to the next page. So on this next page, as you'll see, I'm going to have my habit tracker, my sleep tracker, my brain dump, and recipes that I love. And so again, for the main habit tracker area, I'm gonna fill in all the writing and do that for each section. I'm mostly using the same pen when I go from top to bottom. And so trackers in the same pen width as sleep. And so I just do that to help me knock out having to use that pen again, and me being able to be more streamlined in my design and putting things together. And so for my habit tracker, I'm going to use a ruler to put out my grid for each activity or each thing I want to track. And also for the month of March, since there are 31 days, the first row is going to go out to 16, but the second row is going to go out to 31. So there'll be one box that won't be filled in for all of them. I don't really mind that. I just want to make sure everything looks clean and neat, and as long as each of them are uniform, that's good for me. And underneath, what I decided to do for my sleep tracker was, instead of having a grid layout, since I don't really have enough space, I decided to make boxes, 31 for each day of the month, and then using colors that I have here for my different markers, track how many hours of sleep I've got. And I feel like that's a little bit easier than what I was doing before. It gives me more variety where I can keep track of more than 3 or 4 sets of hours and instead do more or less than 4 and then plus or equal to 8, as well as times in between. And I feel like that just gives me more variety because the goal is to get at least 8+ hours of sleep. And so I don't mind not having 9 and 10. But I definitely need to keep track of the days that I get less than 5, because those tend to happen every once in a while. Yeah, I need to make sure they happen less and less frequently as the days go on. So for the habit tracker, I just have 2 leaves that are going to be decor at the top. And the sleep tracker, on the little line, I just made little tiny leaves to make it look like a little branch. And I thought that was really cute. And also, since I didn't use 5 Crayola markers, I just instead used my Stubilo pen, and I drew that in for the 8+ hours down in my sleep tracker. And then for my brain dump, I just made it super simple, outlined that box, and the same thing with my recipes I love. The only boxes that are not outlined with a ruler are my sleep tracker boxes, just because I thought it would take way too much time. And I just wanted to have fun using different woods of pens and just play with that. I might add drop shadows to them later, we'll see. But for now, I'm going to keep them clean. And then at the bottom of my second page, as you can see, they're all the different leaves in different colors and different shades. And so I just wanted to have something at the bottom to be a little bit more fun and decorative and kind of just add more visual interest to the page. And then we're going to go on to the last page. So as I'll show here, previously I started doing this page, and so what I did was I glued the page down using my Scotch Repositor. It has these little dots that are like little glue dots or sticky tape, and I put that down on the page and then folded on a new page over it so I'll be able to start the design over again, since I didn't want to go bit by bit and go over with my white marker or go over with my black one. It was just going to look too cluttered and messy, and I wanted something super clean. And so here for my week 10 setup, and this is the first full week of March, so I have this here in this calendar. I have across the top more tropical leaves, all different colors, as you'll see later, and decorated kind of in a fun way. I'm gonna have up here in the top left the title, and so you see week 10, and the dates March 4th to March 10th. Underneath that, I'm gonna have my goals box, and that just helps me focus on what I want to get done for that week. And then next to it, I'm going to have boxes for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, each day of the week. And the box for Sunday is going to be smaller because I try to keep my Sundays very clear and have that be a rest day. Every once in a while something happens on that day, so I keep a little space just in case for that. But the other days are going to have more lines because those are my busy days. And then underneath in the bottom left corner, I have a gratitude box, and that's just where I fill out things that I'm thankful for that week. I just like having a gratitude box because I think it's important to be thankful for all the things that you have, even if you have to work hard, because a lot of your blessings are disguised in hard work. And so by being thankful for the things I have to work for, I find that it really helps me stay focused and I'm able to get things done. And so I believe that is it for my setup and drawing out everything for the month of March. So now let's go through the final flow through of March. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. This was actually a lot of fun for me, and I like how this is more decorative than my two previous layouts. I really want to work on my handwriting, and I want to work on my decorative skills and my drawing, and so this is a way for me to do that while also keeping my life very organized and put together. And yes, I hope I continue to grow as I continue to make these layouts and just make things that will hopefully be helpful to you, and then also just be helpful to me at the end of the day. And I'll be posting different pictures of my different layouts and also try to keep you guys updated weekly on what I do. And yeah, I believe that's it. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Hope you have a wonderful March, and I'll talk to you guys later. Much love. Bye.